It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I want to lose. I want to win. I need professional help. Sports Betting Weekly.
Sports Betting Weekly, sponsored by EasySportsData.com. The books use data. Shouldn't you too? And this is Easy Sports Data, like the preschoolers use. EasySportsData.com.
I win here, I win there. Now what? Sports Betting Weekly. I want to win. Here you go, money talk.
You should also check out SportsBettingLessons.com. You'll learn some old tricks because sometimes how you bet is more important than who you bet. SportsBettingLessons.com.
Let's just do it. Let's make this thing head on. You were in it to win it. Come on, education. Sports Betting Weekly. Wow, winning. Sports Betting Weekly. Sit back and enjoy the show. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You gotta love the sound of the horses. Hey, it is Breeders' Cup. I am Second Half Chaz. We are Sports Betting Weekly with Belly Up Sports on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We are going to get right to it. We're going to go out to Joe Lucibello, and we're going to talk some Breeders' Cup. There are 14 races over 2 days, and what we've got is $31 million in purses, and I want some of that. How are you, buddy?
How we doing here today? I'm here at beautiful Keeneland right behind me.
I love your background. Well, you know what? This is our first show, so if we do screw up, we've got a ticket to get out of it, you know. But I like that background. You know what? Delmar's got a pretty nice background too. So for our next show, that's where I'm going to go. But we're going to be doing this every Thursday night. As you know, Sports Betting Weekly is really talking about what's happening on the weekend. And it's perfect for us to be on Thursday nights because it's a Friday and Saturday affair. As you know, it used to be just Saturday. Now it's 14 races, $31 million. I don't even know where to begin. We got an hour. That's 60 minutes. And that's about 4 minutes a race. We got 4 guests. That's about 15 minutes a guest. I got those numbers down, but it's tough to take a 14-horse field of quality horses and drop it down to where you could afford to bet it.
Yeah, you know, I got my spreadsheet out with my numbers written all over the place, and you know the numbers just aren't adding up right now. I might have to ask for a little bit of a loan to get this day going.
Well, here's the thing: you recently got married, right? You're having a baby soon. Do you know the gender of the baby yet?
Female.
Okay, so you're having a girl. So girls don't need to go to college. You don't need a college fund. They're girls, for heaven's sakes. So let's do this. Let's you and I talk. We're going to talk a little general horse racing, you and I. Now, a lot of the people that are going to tune into this show are used to the sports betting aspect, but maybe not the horses. And there is quite a big difference. Almost never do you have to worry about waiting in line at the IRS window when you're sports betting. But when you're horse racing, it's the greatest joy in the world to say to your buddy, hey, hold my drink. I got to go wait in the line at the IRS window.
Yeah, you know, and these days we got it even better. You can just make the bets right on your phone. You don't even have to go up to the window and exchange those tickets anymore. So, you know, money goes right into Theo's college fund, and we call it a day.
Yeah. Now the way it works, it's new. They've got new rules, and the new rules are if you win $5,000, it's based on the ticket. Remember, it used to be based on the bet. So if I had a $10 ticket with 5 or $10 tries and the try paid $2,000, well, that's 2,000 to 1. But if it's a $10 ticket now, that's 400 to 1. You still have to be in line over $5,000. But so it takes a lot to get in that IRS window. But boy, talk about a special day if you win that much money. And with the Breeders' Cup, you can tell them why the Breeders' Cup is easier to win money, Joe, than any other day of the races.
Well, you know, it's the World Championships. The European horses come over to run on the turf. Horses are coming from Japan to run this year. And it really is just all the horses in America that are the best of the best running. So you're getting 6 to 1, you know, for example, in the Classic, you're getting 6 to 1 on a horse that won the Kentucky Derby just a month and a half ago. Swiss Skydiver, you're going to get a nice price on her, probably 5-2, 3-1 in the distaff. These horses are very, very good horses, and the value is just there up and down the card. These small races on Friday with the juvenile races, these horses ran 2-3 times. Stack that up with guaranteed pick 3s, pick 4s, pick 5s, and of course the pick 6, coupled with what Chaz talked about, which was the new IRS rules, and you got all the makings of a great day.
Now, the one thing that's very important is you understand you don't have to bet every single race of the 14 races, but I do. And the reason I do is because it's once a year, and you could look, the worst Breeders' Cup race on the card is better than the best race at Del Mar on a normal Sunday.
Without a doubt. The quality of horses is just out of this world. I would say that, the worst betting race is probably the third race, the third Breeders' Cup race on Friday, which is the juvenile fillies. And, you're looking at 3 or 4 horses that, we could be talking about in the distaff next year that are just tremendous race horses. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great day to be a gambler, and it's a great day to be a fan.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a tip to a novice horse player. And when I say novice, I'm assuming you know how to read the racing form. So maybe that isn't a novice, okay? But what I look for when I'm throwing people out, and again, when I say throwing them out, there's 14 horses in a race. You can't bet them all. You have to narrow it down. And I always try to narrow it down to 4, and I'll go as many as 6. But remember, if you get a 5-horse trifecta box, only one of those bets can win. The rest of them are all going to lose. So that's a $60 ticket for $1 with 59 losers on it, and you're happy. What I do is I say to myself, and I made a note. I said, will I be MFing up a storm and sick to my stomach if this is the horse that beats me? And those are the ones. I will not throw that horse out. I look at him, I say, I would be so pissed if I lost because this horse beat me. Not if I get beat, like I got beat in the Preakness by Jesus. Jesus beat me. God bless him. And he was going backwards at the time. He was going backwards, and he still beat me. He was a long shot, and my horse came in behind him. I think he was 30-1. And that was that the Derby, or was that that was the Derby, I think. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
That one I didn't have a problem with, but there are horses that I see, and maybe it's because he was 7 for 7 lifetime, but they were at another track, and maybe I didn't think the quality was there. But if a horse is 7 for 7 in the money lifetime, the horse understands that I want to get to the finish line before the other horses. And sometimes that's the kind of thing that'll get you a nice bomb in the 2nd or 3rd and 4th spot. And of course, a bomb is a very high odds horse that's going to make those exotics pay a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure. And the Breeders' Cup is the pinnacle for finding those horses that are in the money a lot, that are winning a lot, that all of a sudden are 7-8-1. You see it all the time every year with these European turf horses that come over. They're 7 for 13, but they're 7-1 because no one knows much about them. They ran at Longchamp in France last year. No one saw them. The jockey they never heard of. And they pop, they explode through the stretch, they win. 6 years ago, I had Carraconti pay $60 in the Breeders' Cup Mile, and now he's one of the top sires. He sired the Sam F. Davis winner this year on the dirt in Solo Volante. So there's nice animals that just win, and their prices. So it's an incredible day to be a gambler. It's an incredible day to be a fan. I'm looking forward to a lot of value on the European turf horses. You know me, I like Pandora's box. I like opening it, seeing what's inside. I could pick losers every day at Belmont, but if I don't know how they run, and maybe I'll pick a winner today.
And it really is true. It's so hard to transfer that European form to here. But so give us one basic tip that it has nothing to do with a specific race or horses, but it has to do overall with if you want to try to make money. If say you walk into the West Gate and they got the side where there's horses and there's seats, you could sit there. There's no seats on the sports betting side, but you got to bet the horses. It's a separate window. Give us one tip that'll help make it a better day.
One tip, you got to narrow it down to one. That's tough. But, when I go in, sit down, I like to come in with a plan. You want to have a little bit of a plan, even if you don't know a ton about racing, even if you don't know a ton about what you're laying bets on, understanding what daily doubles and pick threes look like. Those are your money-making opportunities on days like today. With large fields, stacking up 2-3 races in a row, traditional gamblers think of them as parlays. Football gamblers probably more in tune to teasers, but it's essentially a parlay. You pick a winner 1, 2, 3 races in a row. And on days like today, the really cool thing is the odds on the tote board don't always reflect what the payout's going to be, because the fields are so large and there's so many unknowns going into each race. You have the chance to stack up a couple 4-to-1s in a daily double and have it pay a lot more than a typical 4-to-1 parlay would pay. So moving in, flying blind, going into the casino, think about playing some daily doubles, some pick threes, trying to get some value, beating the favorite one race, maybe with the 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and picking up the favorite or 4-to-1, the 5-to-1 in the next race, and you'll create yourself some nice value.
Oh, it happened to me. I hit pick 3 a couple of years back on the 3 chalks, 8-to-5, 7-to-5, 9-to-5. Now, these are horses that were going off at 60 cents at $1 a week ago, and it was for $1 paid $30. 30-to-1 on 3 favorites in a row. So you're absolutely right. So let's do this. We're not quite ready to take a break, so we're going to go out. We're going to see if we can get Joe on the line here. Let's see here. All righty. There we go. Okay, so we got the iPad. It looks like somebody's kitchen. Does that kitchen look familiar to you?
It looks like you got the coffee pot going for today.
Well, it could be a long night for this guy.
Did you find the communion money for the turf race?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Do you have the mute button on, Joe?
No, I think he's got some technical difficulties.
But again, did I hear him?
You heard me. Yes, you heard me.
There you go.
I'm ready to play. What's going on here, guys?
Well, you know what? We know that you're a big gambler. You bet a lot of money. What's your normal bet on a Breeders' Cup race?
Probably about $10. That's a big bet, and I'm shaking as I'm coming down the stretch too.
Well, do realize 14 times 10 is $140. There's a lot of guys. If they lose $140, they got to lie to their wife.
$140. I'm ready for the Q Bridge. $140.
All right. So have you had a chance to look at all?
Couldn't hear that. Go ahead, Chad.
Have you had a chance to look at all?
Yes, I did. I looked for a little while. I'm all set. I'm ready to go.
So you got $20. Where's it going? Talk to me.
Well, the filly and mares on the turf, the 4th race in Saturday's races. I didn't look at Fridays. I looked at Saturday's races.
The Breeders' Cup, what is it, the 8th at Keeneland?
The 4th, he said.
The 4th race at Keeneland.
Filly and mare sprint.
I like Come Dancing, the 3-horse.
It's a good horse. I have Come Dancing. Of course, I have 5 horses in that race. So
only 5. That's a small race for you.
But what I do is I go through and I throw out people that I wouldn't bet them no matter what. But then I'm going to watch. I'm going to look at what happens in the previous races on the dirt or on the grass. I'm going to check out the weather. I'm going to see if there's a jockey that's hot. And so just because I have you when I go to bed Thursday night doesn't mean I'm betting you Friday morning.
Well, and the 4th race that day is a little appetizer. It's the first Breeders' Cup race on the card. The coffee's perking on Burr Street. And, we get a little fired up. We get the lungs loose, and we try to get a winner in early. I like the 9 in that race.
That post time. It's 9:02 here in San Diego.
Oh man, it looks like we're 12:02 here on the East Coast.
9 o'clock in the morning Saturday. It's like, for me, screw Santa. I can't wait to get up on Breeders' Cup Day.
9 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm already up 7 hours.
All right, so one more race, one more $10. Give us another $10, Big Joe.
Say it again.
Give us another race for $10. Who else you got? Another race.
Oh, the next race up, I like the one horse, Big Runner or Runer, however they pronounce it. The one horse.
Now, Chaz, this is a special day because he called me. He told me he liked the one. I like the one. I'll bet you any money Ziggy gets on this call later says he gets the one. So throw him out. We all love the one.
Chaz, he's by Stormy Atlantic. They run on the grass.
Did you see the mother's name in the race?
Lucy.
Oh yeah,
Lucy.
Lucy, yeah.
And that's a great point to make. I am not a horse player. I can pick the horses. I can read a racing form. But if a famous trainer gets in the elevator with me, I'm going to say, so what do you do for a living?
The only question I have is the jockey and the trainer. Who are they?
I've never heard of either of them, but Victor Garcia wins at 20%. I don't bet enough Del Mar, but this jockey looks like he wins at 24%. I assume he rides at Del Mar and Santa Anita.
I never saw him before.
I've never seen either of them before, but you never know. You quick Google search, they're an assistant trainer for a guy that got suspended, and you're in the winner's circle.
Isn't he one of the Hernandez brothers? Aren't there two brothers, Hernandez brothers?
Yeah, there's BJ and Colby, but that's a different one.
Boy, there's a lot of siblings out there when it comes to horse racing.
Yeah, the Saez brothers. There's Luis. There's Gabriel. They had a brother that died on track. There's a lot of them.
Louis the best though.
With the trotters, that's how they used to cheat. The brothers, they would pull their horses back when they had the favorites, and they would bet the other horses.
I wish we bet some trotters last week. There was a horse that paid $400 to win for $2.
Wow.
At Hoosier Park.
I have had a couple of horses that paid more than the 2 digits, because most racetracks it's only 2 digits, 99 to 1. And yeah. I had a few. I had one that was only 107. I wasn't complaining, but I had another one was like 190, because you don't know,
Wow. 190.
Before we let you go, Big Joe, let me ask you this. Do you go to the OTB? Do you bet on the phone? Do you send your son or daughter or wife to get your bets in for you? How do you do it?
Well, tomorrow I might go to the casino and make a few bets. I hope I'm trying to find out. I don't know for sure if you could bet tomorrow for Saturday.
I think they do have it. If I remember last year, they had the same thing on the girls run on the day before the Derby. You were able to bet the next day. So
yeah, you usually are. Yes.
What mask? What's your mask du jour tomorrow? What kind of mask are you wearing?
My USC mask.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Fight on, guys.
Don't they start tomorrow?
Yeah, they start tomorrow.
All right, man. Good luck tomorrow. We appreciate your time, buddy.
All right, take care. Good luck.
All right, so we're gonna go and we're gonna go to mute. We're gonna go to a commercial. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna play some stuff. This is where normally I would slide an image in here to keep the screen going, but they're gonna be seeing us the whole time, so don't pick your nose or anything. I'm second up, Chaz. We call you Joe from Connecticut. You got a problem with that?
Call me Joe, whatever you want.
There you go, Joe, whatever you want. And you're listening to Sports Betting Weekly on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years, with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor. Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk averse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC in New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC, annuity, and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seijihwa Karate. Located at 28 Coles Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Funds and variable annuities are not FDIC. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC in New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC, annuity, and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seijihwa Karate. Located at 28 Coles Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You're told that
Ziggy, welcome to Sports Betting Weekly. This is our Breeders' Competition. We are coming to you from the Worldwide Sports Radio Network on Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, is it a fantasy that I think I can get in the IRS window tomorrow?
Yeah, you could. I didn't look at tomorrow yet. I looked at Saturday.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk about whatever you talk about. You know Joe from Connecticut, right?
Who?
me and Big Zig are in a 3-day panic attack right now, starting on Tuesday morning.
That's right. That's right.
Well, you know,
we need one more.
The beauty of the Breeders' Cup really for me is that, and you guys have been talking to our show for 7 years now. You know how I feel. I feel just because you have slots doesn't mean you should have horses. There's too many racetracks. There's not enough horses. The trainers cheat and the horses die. Those are not good things for any industry. But
That's
I'm
right.
going to get off my soapbox now because really, when you get horses running down the stretch, and we had a race earlier this summer where the two horses just ran to the wire together. It's as beautiful a thing as you'll ever see.
That's right. Or if you got someone that's picking them up from the back of the pack, you're screaming, "Get them up there!"
Yeah. And of course, you know what? The Bronx Tale is on my loop of movies I watch all the time anyway. So,
Yep.
What was that horse's name?
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Come on,
Kryptonite.
The mush. We've been mushed.
All right, Zig. So let me ask you. Saturday.
Yep.
There's 9 races. How many are you betting?
Well, right now, I looked at a few of them, and the first one I like the race 4, the sprint, 7 furlongs for the fillies. And to tell you the truth, I think there's a ton of speed in there. And my horses that I'm going to use is the 5, Wisconsin. He won his last race. The only thing is he doesn't usually come back and win back-to-back races. It's always a couple of races and then he wins. If you look at his form, he wins, loses 2, he wins. Loses 2, he wins. If you notice the last 8 races, whatever. I'm going to use him. But the other horse I'm going to tell you I'm going to use is the 9 horse, Bell's the One. Now, you look at, the race that I like when I look at it, is you look at her last race, and they came home in 37-2. She came home in 36. I think there's enough speed in here. And if you go back down to the Churchill Downs race, 3 back, she came home in 23-1.
Yeah, Zig, that's the same horse I landed on in that race for the same reason. I think the race is loaded with speed. Yep. Serengeti Epirus is going to be rolling on the front end per usual, but she's more of a mile horse. I think she's kind of caught in between here. And the, September 5th race that Bell's the One ran, was just tremendous. It says full bore, just up. They gave her a little break. Her last workout looks beautiful, 47-3. It looks like she's ready to roll. Lannery's a nice jockey, although he's a little cold right now. That's okay. Everybody's got to eat. So I'm rolling with you on this one, Zig.
Yep. You look at his 2 for 4 at the track and look at him at the distance. He's in the money 5 to 6 times. Over $500,000 at the distance in earnings.
Well, I'm a little concerned, Joe. You mentioned your dad's horse and then Ziggy. So they mentioned that was the same race your dad mentioned, right?
Yeah, no, he likes the 3 in this race.
Right. So
Ziggy's
all 3 of those horses I have. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the 5th.
We're either having a good day or we're all kryptonite.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, Zig, it really is. It's opinion. It's opinion. There's no doubt about it. So here's what happens. Joe will send me his plays, and he has a fancy spreadsheet, colors. I think it's got audio. It's got music on it. So one day, I'll never forget, he had a horrible day, but I'm following his horses, and I've got some money. I use Express Bet. I got some money in my account, and I say to myself, this dude can't lose all these races in a row. And sure enough, I bet one of his horses, it was 10-1, and it won money. So it really is. Even the blind squirrel will find a nut once in a while.
That's true.
Right.
That is true, brother.
Show us another race.
Okay, so then another race I was looking at. Let me scroll down to it. La-da-dee. And then the biggest race that the Classic. We'll get to that in a little bit, but that's always a disappointing race for me. You know.
Well, there's some years that if I have a bet on that race, I'm just happy. You know, I tell people with sports betting, bet your favorite team that you're betting the last bet. Bet that last bet first while you still got money in your pocket. So I'll do that. I'll go in and I'll bet the Classic ahead of time, only because this way, if I'm broke, at least I got a couple tickets left.
Yeah,
that's right. And the Classic turns into more of a fan race. You know, I look back and I watch the replays because I'm legally insane. And, you know, you see Ferdinand wins at 3-1. You Cigar wins at a big favorite. You know, outside of Wild again winning the first Classic, Arcon's in 93 winning, and Valponi in 2001. It's really been horses that paid $8 for the past 26, 27 years.
Yep. Always is.
In the Breeders' Cup, guys, we talk about it all the time. The bombs underneath is what makes you money. You're not going to the IRS window with the horse that wins the race. You're going with the horses that come behind that.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, let's see. Where's the other race here? The other horse I like a little bit, tell you the truth, in the grass race. What race is this one here? The mile and 3/16. The seventh race. The seventh race. Race 7. I like this 9 horse a little bit. Mott's horse. I don't know. He got Alvarado, Harvey's little Goyle. Number 9. He's 20-1. I like him a little bit.
That's American Pharaoh's first Grade 1 winner right there.
And just at this racetrack, last race out.
Yeah, I like this horse, you know. And don't forget, you know, usually you think like the mile and a quarter, you look, sometimes you say, oh, yeah, there's speed in here, there's speed in here. And you know something? How many times after the race you say, you know, gee, look at this. They went 113 and 4 or 114. You know, they crawl along. You know, you're looking for a horse to come from behind. They never materialize. The other horse I like in the race is the one right below him, Civil Union, number 10. McGahee's horse.
Ziggy, you have not mentioned the horse yet that I don't have circled. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight or that cute bridge and jump.
I'm telling you two, you're in big trouble because Big Joe before this call told me he liked the 9 and the 10 in this race. You're in big trouble.
So let me read these numbers to you. Ready? 5, 4, 75 cents on the dollar. 5, 5, 1, and 3. Of it, that horse is the number 9, Harvey's Little Goyle. Of that horse's 8 races, 7 of them he was 5-1 or less. It's a gray horse. It's a girl. These are girls, right?
Yes.
It's a gray horse. You know, people love betting the gray horses. Morning line 20-1.
Yeah.
Never been more than 5-1 in 7 of its 8 races. It's 20-1. That right there is a perfect example of why, if you never bet horses ever, Breeders' Cup, you should buy the racing form. You get the racing form online for like $4.
Yeah. Look at her 3 races ago. Look who she ran against.
She was 5-1.
In the Alabama. Put her on the grass. She gets beat by a neck at 1 mile and 5/16 to Kentucky Downs.
Yeah.
Where that grass is deep. Their course is deep. It's not like
Joe from Connecticut special there.
Kentucky
Downs.
But that Kentucky Downs, their turf, it's a deep track. And they run. It's a little bit downhill, a little uphill. You know, it's not like your typical track. And then he goes to Keeneland with him, and he pops with her at 360. Pay what, $920. You know?
Here's where I got to jump in and let you know that works fine for turf races, but you can't get out of cutting the lawn by telling your wife you want to have it deep. Because
I don't cut the lawn.
I got in trouble for that. Honey, I want to have a little depth to this. I want a little soft. Yielding. I want it yielding, I told her.
I don't cut the lawn. I don't cut it.
All right, so let's go to
the sprint. Look at the sprint, the 6 furlong sprint. Race 8.
Got it.
All right. Couple of more. Now, listen, I'm not going to be picking 3-1 shots and 7-2s. That's not going to happen.
Or we like it in the eighth. I called my father before this call, and I told him we like the same horse. I didn't even know who he liked yet because I know he's going to like the 6 because he loves betting fillies against the boys in the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
Yeah. Okay, so who I like in this race? Oh, okay. Joey knows one of the horses I like already. Okay. I'm going to use 3 horses. Like the 4, Bon Raison. I had this horse a couple of times when he paid prices. You look down at the bottom at Belmont. I had him. You look not too long ago when he won. The last one, I had him. You know, he comes, he's a closer. And I think there's enough speed in it, so I like him. And then I got to roll down and I like this other horse. I had him a few times. The 8 horse, Friends Fire. I'm going to throw him in. And then my other horse, I'm going to use another one I cashed a few times with, is the 12, Hog Creek Hustle. Look at his last race. He gets beat by a friggin' head. And he was coming. I know because I used him. And he was coming.
The
And he
12
just couldn't.
horses
That day, you go look at Keeneland, and depending on how the track plays, some days, you know, they can go out there and they can be ridiculous. 21 and change, 43 and change, 44 and change, and they don't give up. They draw off, you know. And I remember this here, they were not, the horses, once you got to the top of the stretch, you had to lead them, it was over.
Yeah, you can't see it in the past performances, but the 12 here, Ziggy had the 12 in the Woody Stevens, I believe it was, in June 2019. The horse paid a lot of money. And since then, Ziggy's been investing in Hogs Creek Hustle every time he ran.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You don't have to have a very high winning percentage at 18-1. You really don't. You hit that horse every 4 or 5 times, and it's good.
But listen, you don't need him to win if you use him and you need him for an exacta. You know he's going to be a price. You know?
That is so true. That is so true. All right, so let's do that. Let's get to the big race.
All right, the big one. Where's the big one here? Now, these races there, like I said, since the Breeders' Cup started, I think in one of the first years, the second year, whatever it was, I had the winner, Proud Truth, and there's no. I knew that day. Said he ran. I think it was like 6 days before the Breeders' Cup. He won, and I went down to Sports Haven, and I was sitting there. There was an old guy next to me. I told him the race is over, buddy. Proud Truth. I think that might have been the only winner I had in the Classic.
Proud Truth beat Gate Dancer that day.
Yeah,
and Aqueduct.
Aqueduct. I think it might be the only Classic winner I ever friggin' had. But when you look at the Breeders' Cup Classic,
just so you know, I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. You not only remember what a horse ran on a day a year ago, but what he paid and what the time was.
No, it is. It's weird. You can remember some things like that. Okay, so
you know what it is too? Proud Truth won 4 years before I was born too, so that tells you something.
Yeah. What do you call it? That day though, you watch that replay of that race, Jorge had him just sitting pretty. Just waiting. Okay, where's the last one? Here it is. All right, now I'm going to use this race here. I'm going to use Big Joe's horse, Tis the Law. I think he's going to come back and run a good race. But I'm not betting him to win. The other horse I like in this race is I like this 4, Tom Theatot. I'm going to use him. And he might be the winner. I'm not sure. And then the other horse I'm throwing in for a bomb is the 7, Global Campaign. I'm throwing this horse in, Stanley Huff. And I was noticing when you look at the form that I have, Joey sent, you look at the sire stats and the dam stats, the average winning distance. And his is, I think, the best one in the friggin' race, the 7. 15. You put them together, it comes out to 15.7. So, you know, you're looking at over, you know, he's going to handle the distance, this horse. It's not going to,
Slow
the
down.
distance is not going to be a problem.
Slow down and explain that again to people that don't get it, because that's me. I didn't get that. One more time.
All right, you look at the sire stats, average winning distance, Mark.
Yep.
So when you see 7.5,
That's furlongs?
that's almost 7.5 furlongs.
Okay.
That's almost a mile distance.
Right.
You look at the dam's average winning distance, it's 8.2. That's like a mile and a 16th. Okay. You look at all the other horses, they're not as high as this horse is. You know, I know there's a ton of speed in the race. You got to hope like maybe Castellan, maybe he
So what
sits.
you're saying, let me see if I got this right. Number 7, Global Campaign's mommy and daddy, when they won races, they were further races.
Right. They weren't 6 furlong
Why do
races.
you just say that?
7 furlong. Well, you understood.
Well,
You're able to decipher it.
Mommies and daddies.
You're able to use that college education you got in Ohio.
All right, so that's
Marietta.
You going two horses in that race?
I'm going to use that horse to 7. I'm going to bet the 4.
I'm landing on the same horse with you on the 4. I don't know.
2, 4, 7.
What do you think about his layoff, Zig? I was a little worried about betting him not running since August 1st.
Which one, the 4?
Yeah, the 4. He stumbled against Improbable. Probably should have won that day if he doesn't stumble and break slow. But August 1st is a long time ago.
Yep. That's okay, though, Joe. The only thing I didn't see in here was the trainer's stats off a layoff, you know, off like the 60-day layoff, whatever. But you look at his works. You got nice works there, Joe. The 2014
Yeah.
worked 12-4, 13-1 before that, a 101-3. You know, he's got nice work.
Yeah,
He's been working nice. Some breeds, you know, a lot of them are breeds, but some of them are like 50-2, just going out, probably stretching the legs and whatnot. But the other one's like a 112-4 breeze, and that's nice.
Just so you know, Rosario's been on that horse 5 times, got 4 W's.
There you go.
And a third.
And I think this horse could I think Rosario could do the one that he ran in like Oak Lawn, and there even Churchill one. He came off the pace a little bit. He was, 4 lengths back. One race at Oak Lawn, he was 7 lengths off. That's what they're going to be going. They'll be working up front. There's speed in the race.
It'll be interesting to see what the speed does too. The outside horses are the speed. They also all belong to the same barn. So it's the classic. You'd like to think that they're going to battle against each other, but I kind of hope one of the inside horses pushes them a little bit to give them a nudge. I don't know, Maximum Security. I don't know what he's going to do. It looks like they tried to rate last race with him and it just didn't happen. I expect him to be on the lead winging it. So.
Yeah.
But let's look at these horses, right? So you've got in this race, you got 10 horses. The first one went off 65 cents to the dollar last race, 70 cents to the dollar, $1.50 to the dollar, $1 to the dollar. Title Ready 5-1, Higher Power 4-1, Global Campaign 3-1. You got $1.80 to 1, $1.50 to 1, and Maximum Security last race 50 cents on the dollar, and that is in a nutshell why you can make money on the Breeders' Cup right there.
Yeah. Like this, the 2 horse, 'tis the law. You look at his races, like you said, 70 cents, 50 cents, 80 cents, $1.40, $1.30, 60 cents. If you're the type that likes, betting, even, if you think he's the best horse in the race and he's going to get 3-1 or 7-2, you're going to go bet him. You're going to think that, hey, it's a friggin' what do you call? Never been that way.
About it. When this race is over, in hindsight, we're either going to be saying, I should have bet more on him, or what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. You go back, I'll tell you what, you go back to I think it's 92 or 93 Breeders' Cup when AP won, right? I think he paid 5 change, something like that. If you're going to bet 300-400 to 1 on him, okay, yeah, you're over here betting $10, to win or something. You want a horse that's going to pay $15-20 at least. You don't want. I ain't going to bet no, $8 horse for $10.
Especially
like I said, I
the
like the
last
horse
race of the day. The last race,
Yeah.
if it was in the middle of the day and you're looking to keep your bankroll going because you can't bet what you ain't got. So as long as you're cashing tickets and you're cashing tickets,
You'll be-
you're cashing tickets. you'll
The
be
last
fine.
race of the day. You're asking your wife, "Hey, you got $5?"
Sweetie, we still have that leftovers in the fridge.
Yeah.
No, Vicky will tell you that I always tell her the most important race is the first, the second most important race is the last. Because with the first, I'm playing with house money, and with the last, I'm buying you dinner for coming to the racetrack with me.
That's right.
All right, Zig, we'll talk over the weekend. We always appreciate your input. You gave me a lot of winners over the years. We'll talk.
Hey, look at the T-shirt.
Oh, the Blades. There you go.
The Blades.
There you go.
Hey,
The
what
Blades.
do we used to go to games. They were like 75-cent beers, right?
Yeah. That was, you kidding? That was the best hockey ever.
Oh my God, it was. Well, what were they? The Rangers affiliate or something at that point, or?
No. Those were all just friggin' Eastern Hockey Leagues. They weren't even affiliated with anybody.
No, yeah.
The Nighthawks got affiliated.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. That's right. Yeah.
I tell you what, when you're on Facebook, Mark, go to EHL hockey group.
Yeah.
And try to become a friend. They got all the old teams there: Johnstown Jets, New Haven.
Oh yeah,
Blades. Yeah, all the old hockey.
Good.
Great.
All right, buddy, we'll talk.
We'll talk to you. Be good.
Yeah.
Smoke them up.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out to another East Coast horse guy who knows his stuff. There's no doubt about it. Johnny Rich. Let's see where we got. This guy says it's connecting to him. That's to start video. All right, so like I said, I went through the 5 races on Friday and the first 6 races on Saturday. I still got the last 3. Hey, by the way, were you able to hear the commercials?
The commercials came on in the background, yeah.
Okay, all right. Only because I told them I would play them, and I also told them I'm struggling to figure out how to play them. So let's see if we can get a Rich on here. Can you hear us?
There he is, right there. They still connect an audio.
Can you hear me, Chaz?
There you go.
Hey, how's everything?
Well, you know what? We're having some fun, and so far we had Big Joe on and Ziggy, and the first 7 or 8 horses they gave me, I had them, so I'm not sure if I need to go back and re-handicap or just skip those races.
All right, so first I was listening to Ziggy, where you guys talk with Ziggy, and so I can't stand wearing a hat in the house because it's warm, so I just want to show you the hat.
Oh. There you go.
I love that track. It's a great
I don't
track.
miss a race at that track, 6 days a year.
I went there last year. It was phenomenal. It
I
was
remember, you posted on social media. I remember that.
Yeah. So
Maybe I'll go again in 6 years.
Yeah, there you go. All
all
right, so Johnny Rich, talk to us. First of all, let me ask you the same question I asked the other guys. If you're going into a sports book for the first time with a guy or an OTB that's really never been a horse player, give him a tip that'll help him a little bit.
Oh man, bet speed.
That-
At least
that's
if
the
you
fastest horse in the race.
you have fun, right? You might not win, but at least if your horse can get to the lead at some point in the race, you were winning the race. It makes it more fun.
No, really, the fastest horse in the race is, if he is, and sometimes, you can't always find the fastest horse because they're all equal. But sometimes you have a horse who's 1 or 2 seconds faster than everybody.
Right. Well, years ago when Teletrack first opened, I remember there was this guy in there that was he was a pretty good handicapper, and he was showing me, he was just going through the fractions, and when a horse like that Yopon, the race Yopon is in, the 8th race on Saturday, it just has the faster fractions to start the race. And that almost, different tracks, you have different speed times, right? but the first couple fractions almost always hold up. And a horse, that's what I think. After that, the horse can fall apart. But like if you're looking for the speed, that they're pretty easy to find.
Well, you look at that horse, and all it has is ones. It starts the race in first, 4 times it finished in first.
Look at his first couple fractions every race.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on the lead. But can he hold on? I mean,
And it feels like the last 6 years in horse racing, speed is so much more important than it used to be. You go to the front, and these horses put up crazy fractions, and they hold on.
Yeah, I mean, the races are pretty loaded this weekend. This is like one of the best race cards I think I've seen in a while, because there's like you guys were just talking about the Classic. You got 10 horses. How many horses would surprise you if they won? 2 or 3?
A couple. No, the other eight, you got to say, you can't bet them all, Squeak.
Oh, I agree, and I hope Ziggy's still watching, because he's picking who he likes, and unfortunately for him, I like Tom's d'Etat to win, and I got Tiz the Law and Global Campaign. I'm going to bet them underneath.
And again, there's nothing wrong with all of us winning. That's really what it's about. Here's the thing that I wanted to say. During the pandemic, when we had no sports to talk about, we talked about soccer. There were 4 countries that had dictators, and those dictators made the soccer guys play because they get paid by the state. And we had horse racing. So this is one of the first Breeders' Cups where I followed horses during the summer. I would go to Del Mar, but I wouldn't follow them. But I was watching these horses, and I've won money on improbable Tom's d'Etat. I mean, about 5 of those horses in that race, I've cashed tickets on. So now it's like your children. You gotta pick which one you like the best.
I agree. But the same thing goes for me. I've won money on a lot of these horses in this race, but now you got to pick. Well, so I came up with Tom's d'Etat, and the reason I picked him was because if he doesn't have a bad break his last race, there's a good chance he could have won. And if he ever won the last race, what is he, 8-5 in this race? And now you got him at 6. I mean, are you going to get 6-1 on him? I don't know.
Yeah,
Probable's no stiff either.
Yeah, Probable is a great horse, but before before the Gold Cup in June for Improbable, everybody was like, can he run a mile and a quarter? Can he run a mile and an eighth? I remember Todd Schrupp on TVG laughing when he got beat in the Arkansas Derby for the second time by Omaha Beach, because he's by City Zip. And we just talked about average winning distance. City Zip was a sprinter. This is offspring average winning distance is 6.6 furlongs. But all of a sudden, he turned the corner and he's winning these longer races. I don't know what happened to the horse, because he went from running hundreds to 108s. But, it'll be interesting to see what he does here, especially with two Baffert horses on the outside of him.
Well, I mean, it's a great race because, like you said, the Baffert horses are what are they, 8, 9, and 10, right? So what does Baffert tell? I mean, he's got different owners he's working for. You can't tell the jockey on Authentic not to go for the lead, and you also can't tell the jockey on Maximum Security don't go for the lead. So is he? I mean, he could actually take himself out of the race, at least with a couple horses. I just think it sets up pretty good for Tom's d'Etat, and like Ziggy, I like Global Campaign. I like him a lot because he's one horse that looks like he still could improve a lot, and he ran a 104 buyer. I think it was a 104 buyer last time, and to me, he looks like he's still got room to improve. And there's 2 ways to, one of the ways to win one of these races is if you could find a horse that's improving, because we all could look and see who had the best race last race. But if you could find the one that still could improve, you could catch some prices that way. So,
well, you're talking about Maximum Security. 10-13 with 2 seconds.
I know.
And it's 7-2.
I know.
If you add up his last 7 races, he's not 7-2.
I know.
It's like he's 2, 3. He's maybe 7-2 in his last 7 races combined. I mean, it really is amazing. All right, Squeak, let's do this. We got a few minutes left.
Okay.
Give me a horse in a race that we haven't talked about yet.
Okay, so my wife's name is Mary. So I started betting Mean Mary when she first started running. She's a beast. I like that horse a lot, and I think you're gonna get a price on her this time, at least according to this. Which race is that? The 7th race, I think, on Saturday.
Yeah, Mean Mary.
Yeah, I like Mean Mary a lot, and that's probably going to be my biggest bet of the day.
There you go. All right, Squeak, we appreciate your time. We'll talk over the weekend. Hopefully you're cashing a lot of tickets, my friend.
All right, good luck, Chaz.
Yep.
Take it easy. Bye.
Joe from Connecticut, before we let you go, give us that horse that Squeak gave us. Give us that horse in another race that we haven't talked about.
Ooh, put me on the spot, but you know what? I'm going to slip back to Friday. We haven't talked about a single Friday race. Let's touch on the juvenile turf, race 7 on Friday. Interesting race. Talked a little bit earlier about my affinity for liking these European horses when they come over and run. So looking at race 7, you got a mile on turf, Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Juvenile turf. American horses have actually done better than usual on turf races for 2-year-olds. The reason being is, in Europe, they have 1-turn mile-and-a-half races. They're 6 furlong races. They're straight sprints. Some of their mile races have no turns. So it's just very, very different. With that being said, I think Chad Brown's horses come up a little weak in this race. You look at the 4 public sector, his speed figure on Brisbane's are low. You look at Michael Maker's horse who won the Pilgrim. Again, a really soft speed figure. He got to walk around the track at Belmont. Leslie Ward's horses, soft speed figures coming out of a sprint, out of Dory, the 8. And then you start touching the European horses a little bit. You see Aidan O'Brien's horse, the 9 Battlegrounds, very interesting. But the horse I really, really like is the 14, the Learjet. He won at Ascot in June on a soft turf course in a 5 furlong sprint. He came back last out off about a month-and-a-half layoff at Newmarket. He was 16-1. They actually have a nice comment here. He was holed up in the middle. He was ridden out 2 furlongs. He ran pretty flat for 6 furlongs. The 6 furlong sprints in Europe are straight. So he's stretching out from a sprint to a longer race here. He's owned by Qatar Racing, who will spend a lot of money. Oyson Murphy's a fantastic jockey. He has good bloodlines. He's by Prince of Valeria on the backside by Green Desert. So I really like this horse. I think stretching out, he's very interesting. Coming out of 2 Group 1s, he's a Group 2 winner. He's an Ascot winner. And second off the layoff, he stands to improve. Along with him, we're going to use the 12. Similar angle here. European horse coming out of sprints, stretching out. Uncertain about the trainer. He's never brought a horse. When I see this, I think 2 things. I don't know who this guy is. Why is he here? Second of all, why is he bringing his horse to America if there's tons of races in France he could have ran? So he wants to see how he does on the stretch out. And the 1, same thing. Frederick Rossi, Grade 1, Group 1 winner at Longchamp last time. He just absolutely crushed. Barcelona is a fantastic jockey. Interesting. It was a short field. I think I like the 14 over the 1 because I don't like to be buried on a rail for a new horse, new track, maybe first time going around turns. So we're going to play the 14 to win. We're going to hammer him, and we're going to play him with the 1 to 12.
There you go. Can't do anything better and easier than that. 1, 12, 14. All right. Hey, listen, we'll talk this weekend. Thank you so much. And cash some tickets, man.
Let's cash some tickets. Let's pick some winners here.
All right. We'll talk soon, man.
Jazz.
All right, so we are done. We are going to head out to watch some Thursday night football. Again, check us out on Sports Betting Weekly Live. This is Second Half Chaz. You've been listening to our Breeders' Cup special with Belly Up Sports on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.